Hello, Aquarius. It is your turn. It is time for your general May reading. Thank you for joining me. Thank you guys for all your views, likes, thumbs down, comments for good or ill. I appreciate them all. This little channel is growing, and so many people are finding these messages in this channel. So I'm really happy to all the original subscribers, and thanks for checking this out if you're new. That's what's going on. What's up for you guys? We're going to find out. We're asking Tarot, what are the hidden messages? What are the healing messages? And what are any stuck energies that we can help Aquarius and people under the influence of Aquarius with at this moment in space and time? And speaking of help, there is always help if we know where to look. The Hierophant is saying, like, there are people that are specifically in our lives, people that are specifically been placed by Source to guide us when we're unsure, when we're in times of uncertainty. As well, some of you might be engaged or planning on getting married. That's what this card means on a more mundane level. My subscribers know pippers and floppers, floppers and jumpers and flyers. We just slap them back into the deck, and then we just talk about them briefly, and we see if they come back out in the main part of the reading, okay? Aquarius, we're just going to shuffle through this one more time. Keep the energies, keep the deck fluid, keep the deck fresh. People were saying on the comments, not your sign, but I don't know why it came up while we're shuffling, but they think I'm picking the cards up in a particular way to make the cards come reverse. And put a negative spin on my readings, but that's just a very small minority of people think I'm doing that. I just want to let you know, like, I keep my deck fluid. I never really like put all the cards up right and then intentionally set them down and pick. I've just been doing the way I've been doing it for 20 years, and like, some people don't like my particular way of doing this art, then there are plenty of channels out there. But I just want to let you guys know, if you see me having trouble pick the cards off the table, it's just because the table's really slippery, and so are the cards. Okay, that's enough of that. I think Tarot's ready to go. And let's see. Look at this, right on the top. It wants to give us this card up. We go all the way down. We go from Source to pineal gland, throat chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus, sacral chakra, root chakra, and then we're going to work our way back up. And overall energy, we've got Page of Cups. Also, I forgot to tell you all, she's here to remind me, I wish you all the best in all things. Much love and light in all your endeavors, joy, abundance, bliss, and comfort. Page of Cups is the most emotional page of all of them. Of course, she's emotional. She's a cup. She's got a little fishy there in her cup, and she seems to be wondering, what is this cup, and what is this fishy really here for? Why am I in possession of it, and what are these feelings that I'm feeling? Page of Cups sometimes is people that are into their first true relationship after what they call puppy love, or that the losing of the innocence, right? The end of innocence, where now feelings can come into certain people's lives, and we're trying to evaluate them. We're trying to look at our feelings almost from an analytical perspective and find out what they are, what they mean. Is there a label to this feeling? Is there a label to emotion? A lot of times in our society, Western society, that is, they do label emotions. Everything's got a label, and emotions are no exception. But the emotion to be experienced can not only be just like felt or analyzed, it sort of needs to be all encompassed. It's an emotional experience is just that. It is an experience. So whatever it is that you guys are going through here, Aquarius, in your sign, just be, I think, very engaging. This card is saying, and there's that engagement word again. So maybe some of you are looking at situations where you got a fiance, or you're making wedding plans or something, or if maybe somebody just dropped an L-bomb for the first time and you're wondering, well, is it too soon in the relationship for the L word, or we're committed now. I met their family, and does this mean I have to say yes to a wedding proposal? Are you feeling trapped already? Is what you're feeling truly love in that respect? And do you accept this person or this situation to the point where you can give it unconditional love? many forms of love, many forms of emotion. And the Page of Cups is just there to remind us all that nobody ever truly has all the answers. There will always be more questions when it comes to answers, when it comes to how are we feeling about this? What are we doing about that? How are we going to accept that? Or what are we going to compromise on when it comes to this? I could go on forever. Page of Cups. Let's leave her up there in the overall energy and relate back to her as we move through Aquarius. See what's going on the root. Oh, and there she is, the Queen of Cups, but she is kind of turned on her head here. So some of you may be in relationships where you're not really too sure about how committed you are to this relationship, or how in love, maybe at one point in time, Pillow Talk may have brought you to closeness with somebody. Are some of you being played? Are some of you playing the game? In that regard, the Queen of Cups can sometimes be a little bit belligerent when it comes to being over emotional, or the contrary, or not emotional enough. Just kind of like, oh well, we've said the word love, we've experienced making love, but are we truly in love, right? Or maybe are your best times with your partner maybe always come after 2 or 3 glasses of wine? Is there an ability to engage these emotions on a purely sober take, right? And if the emotions you experiencing are so sobering and a little bit scary, maybe a little bit of surrender is required if you're feeling very emotional on a day-to-day level. If we want to externalize this card and look at this as a person in your environment, you might be dealing with somebody with a little bit of a bipolar energy. This could be a Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancer, or anyone that's just generally a very emotional, what do they call it, emotional wreck from day to day. One day they're happy, or maybe in the morning even they're happy, and then by that afternoon they're all grumpy and surly, blah, 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 right? Or vice versa, right? So just be aware that those energies could be around you, surrounding in May as we move up through that. Okay, that's root chakra. Okay, so we're feeling very, very emotional, very almost like reactive. That difference between reacting and responding is a big one here. We can respond to other people, but we don't want to be overly reactive, right? And then we kind of lose our power, give it away in that regard. But it's good to be in love. It's good to be emotional. We just have to make sure that whatever it is, we're not taking it too far, right? Or somebody else isn't taking it too far. Oh my God, we got the whole family here. We got Page of Cups, Queen of Cups. Now we got King of Cups up here in Sacral. So what could be going on with here? Maybe this is now very passionate love making that we spoke on earlier with these water signs. Someone could be in very harmonious relationships that are reaching new levels, or reaching levels of deeper commitment, and you're kind of maybe not wondering what to do, but the fact that maybe the sex is very good is weighing heavily in on your thing, on your decision, if there's a decision there to say, oh, is this the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, or am I in love with this person? That these messages are going to come, yeah, definitely from the pillow talk, definitely from keeping things fresh in the bedroom, and knowing that there is love behind the sex is always a big deal, especially to your water signs. So make sure if you're feeling it, you're communicating it, and let's make sure that we are kind of in touch with our emotions through during the act of lovemaking, and during the flirtatious foreplay, or even dating, the passionate night leading into it, and also the morning after kind of thing, that we're really in touch with our emotions and with our partners through this time. To see the King of Cups here, it's almost saying like someone is just really like George Clooney here, and just giving her is very desirable to people that are very attractive. The King of Cups to me is the most attractive card in the deck, as far as like magnetic energy, like pulling people and things in towards him, right? And the Queen of Cups, she's very intuitive. So if some of you are being swooned by a water sign, you may just be feeling very caught up right now, very ungrounded. This is not very grounding energy to see all these major cup signs up. If the Knight of Cups is here, I might freak out, but let's just see how that comes, okay? We've got the Cup family here. Okay, speaking of Knight, we got a Knight, but this is more reflective of your energy. We got a Knight of Swords reversed up in the solar plexus. So now let's first internalize this, because sword is reflective of your element of air, which is Aquarius. It's also Gemini and Libra. But the Knight of Swords is in typically when he's upright, this is someone that's moving too quickly. This is somebody that is acting without thinking. When it's like this, it's like someone is like being very evaluative. I don't even know if that's a word, but they're thinking a lot about situations. They're trying to analyze a lot about what is happening before they engage or they act upon it. Again, back to that message of responding versus reacting. I think you guys are maybe even being tested with that a little bit this month in terms of like, are you too quick to lose your temper? Are you too quick to lose your cool? Are you too quick to say I love you? Those kind of things. So Knight of Swords is here to really say, if we've got people around us that are just acting all like Willy Wonka and super emotional and drama queens and drama kings and whatever it might be, you may be feeling a little bit frustrated. You may be feeling like this is kind of energy is holding you back. Like, why the hell is everybody so touchy-feely all the time? Why can't people just like say what they mean and mean what they say? But the reminder here is that not all signs are like as clear and concise and developed in the mind as Aquarius, right? Some of them they need to express, they need to communicate through sometimes some passive aggressive BS to really get off their mind or they may feel like they might hurt you if they are direct, right? Because if this King of Cups, if these two people are like this, even the most clear, concise, and communicative and smart Aquarius is still going to need to retreat from this type of energy, because this is powerful, like I will make you quake in your boots type stuff, right? But the fact that it's a little bit more balanced is like this, is you may just be very observant of your partner's emotions and of your own emotions, because this is your reading. Court cards, when I get a lot of court cards in a reading, it gets a little bit muddled in these general readings, because it's always like the vice versa is true, and also the internal versus the external is true in these general readings. But so far, all we got is people, people, people. Maybe you're very extra social this month. Maybe you're trying to go here on Friday and then go meet this crowd of people on Saturday. And then on Sunday, you're wondering, oh, well, I haven't talked to him or her in so long. Maybe I'll give them a call. And they've been wanting to see you the whole time. So we could just be looking at energies surrounding like that, Aquarius. Okay, what's up in the heart of hearts? Now we've got Six of Swords, and it's straight up. So this is a good card. This is a good card to indicate to you that whatever it is, the thoughts that you're giving situations are appropriate. The amount of energy that you're putting in towards a situation, a person, a relationship is appropriate. I love this card to see the green down here and reflected in the color of this chakra. You guys are not usually you guys don't get too far off track with matters of the heart. It's something either jives with you or it doesn't. There is usually never a gray area. So maybe you guys are experiencing some heavier tests, some heavier signs this month that you're being required to slow down. You're being required to say, well, some things maybe drive with you on certain levels, but we want to know here what Aquarius is doing and how much effort Aquarius is willing to put in to get what they want here in this situation, if it involves two or more people. When it's a single type situation, it's kind of cut and dry. But here with Six of Swords here, it's saying careful thought, careful planning, and scheduling even leads to an easier go in the future. And to see this now, this lower pip up in the major heart of heart areas, it just kind of makes me wonder, like, what are you guys doing what are you feeling that makes you feel like you need to get to a place of more temperance, a place of more like calmer, stiller waters right now? Are things really that turbulent around you? And with these court cards, they certainly could be. You guys seems like you're holding your ground, but you're definitely questioning. And here it is. This is definitely a choice. This is a choice that some Aquariuses are going to have to make in order to move forward. And it seems like rather cut and dry. We were talking about this gray area. Either it fits in with you or it doesn't. But this is not as easy of a choice. This may be something that you are reluctant to decide, that you're reluctant to choose, because maybe you know for the first time, for younger viewers, that it involves more than just you, or that it could potentially take you away from certain people that you love but open new doors for you, or you could be making this decision to appease other people at risk of compromising on your own level of happiness, things like that. So an important decision to come, but it looks like the decision will happen quickly, it'll happen definitively, and it'll happen with careful planning from you guys, which is, I love reading for you guys. You guys are just like, nah, life is easy, right? Okay, well, it's not always easy, but you guys are very strong and moving through this 3D plane, and I really love. I try to envy you, but I really love and respect you guys for that. More court cards. My goodness. Now we've got, this is like Montagues versus Capulets here. We've got swords and cups. If we were to like look at this with playing cards, it would be like two royal flushes battling it out. And which one is spades worth more than hearts at the poker table? Or do we split the pot? Or what do we do? Okay. Page of Swords usually brings a message. I just spoke earlier about some of the younger viewers that might be out there watching, millennials or people just a little bit older. Be very careful in getting involved with the rumor mill. Be very careful about relaying to other people what somebody else might have told you, and you kind of might think it's true, or you might think that you might judge it and then tell somebody else, something that the other person was hoping you would keep a secret type energy. Page of Swords can be quite... And I mentioned the word envy, and it's funny, it comes up. When I see the shawl in this, I do see envy. There may be other people around you that are maybe envious over how attractive you are. Again, we were talking back to this attraction, this magnetic energy that you guys are probably possessing through May. And some people may be becoming somewhat envious over that. So make sure nobody's starting rumors about you, and that you're being very clear cut in your messages to other people so that nobody misconstrues anything that you say. When we want to internalize, the Page of Swords might be here up to say to you that no matter what happens, like, look at this little guy. He's like bringing some life into the reading. Okay, fly away home. Page of Swords is here. Maybe, sorry, I got ungrounded just there. Page of Swords could be there to tell you, like, maybe you need to be very careful in terms of... what you bring forward or how much you reveal about yourself, because other people may not respect you just because they are at a place of envy and jealousy of you. Because when we talk about that kind of energy, this Queen of Cups reverse has it too from time to time. This can be quite manipulative type energy. This is somebody that would kind of do what it took to play on your emotions to get a response or get a reaction. Get a reaction out of you. That would make you look a little bit foolish or kind of like a fool in front of other people. So I would be very careful with that. And also this could be that the decision you're making, Page of Swords, is just saying once you made that decision, we have to communicate it very directly, very effectively to the person that's going to be affected by this decision. Okay? It's kind of interesting when we relate these two back. What all that big spiel we went into about what is love, how am I feeling, is it too soon for the L-bomb? Only you can answer that. Page of Swords is saying all the questions that the Page of Cups is bringing forward. The Page of Swords is now bringing a message of self-reliance. Only you can answer that. Only you can know what's right for you. And if other people are telling you what's right for you, you kind of sometimes just have to wonder why. Sometimes it comes from a good place. Sometimes it doesn't, right? Sometimes it just comes from somebody's own ego just wanting to get in there kind of thing, okay? So, see what Page of Swords. Whoa! Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. Well, we got the star card. This is your guys' star. Something favorable is going to happen for you guys this month. Something to show you the way. Something to show you that you've been perceiving things accurately, that you've been evaluating and even judging. I'm going to use the words judging things accordingly and correctly. The star card here is saying that you guys have set your sights in front of you. You have set your goals. You have set your dreams. And you have the desire and passion where you've actually set those dreams alive. You're manifesting, you're creating them through your own power, through your own actions in this lifetime to make them happen. And you're very well balanced. There's also like things will come along on the side on your way to your goal that you can truly enjoy as well, but you're not letting them deter you. And one of those feelings or situation I have is like this kind of grasping of emotions through relationships. Some of your goals may not involve maybe starting a family, maybe having a long-term lover, a wife or a husband, but you might be evaluating is can a wife or a husband or would children set me too far back from achieving this goal in this lifetime or this particular thing. Maybe some of you have entrepreneurial energies that are on the go here, you know, and now some of your resources are going into, you know, following off onto a relationship type path or a domestic type path, and you may be really overall wondering. But Star card is great for Aquarius because it shows that some sort of talisman, some sort of good omen, good thing will happen for you to show you that the path that you, or the decision that you're going to make is right or wrong. And it happens when you're relying on yourself and and you know that you're going to have the intention to communicate effectively, and you've actually slowed down to weigh all the pros and cons of said decision. We haven't got any twos up in this reading, which is usually like the cards of decision making. But with all these court cards going on and this Six of Swords being here, and definitely this Lenormand, which intuitively is a two-path thing, right, is showing decision. All right, let's see what's up from Source. And just to make things more interesting, now we have a Knight of Pentacles up in Source. I think this goes back to the Source and the true Star card, this true sort of ascension process of following your goals. The Knight of Pentacles is someone that's moving through their element, moving through an understanding of what earthly attainment means, how fulfilling things of the 3D realm can be. So this is going to weigh into some of your choices as well. Source is going to ask you to say, okay, well, if you're planning on sharing your life with somebody, are we going to be sharing it all the way? Are we hedging our bets, or are we sharing it all the way? Are we going to resent this person or this decision down the road because it limits our ability to move forward as quickly as we would like to move forward on our own activities, on our own agendas? Because some people, especially if you're involved with a water sign, when you get involved and when you get those commitment levels of those long-term type relationships, you're deciding now for more than just yourself. You're deciding for somebody else. You're maybe potentially kids down the road that you're deciding for, things of that nature. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles as well could be a situation where some of you could be dealing with a Capricorn or a Virgo here that is really, you know, being very emotional, or someone that this relationship or decisions around this relationship are surrounding someone with a lot of earth in their charts. Okay, so with Knight of Pentacles coming in from Source, I think the message, I don't think it's so much of a test. I think this is more of that acute awareness, that realization that you're coming to terms with in this, okay? Some of you may also be seeing or have partners that are seeing is love, are people's affections, we know that they are more than, we don't possess them, we share them. They are there as a blessing. They're not something that we can just, you know, reach down and put them in our pocket and bring it out whenever we want to look at it. When it comes to other people's feelings and these, you know, deep level relationships, they can cause us to, you know, we need to pay attention to them now, whether you want to or not, type thing. Okay, I don't mean to sound too preachy here, Aquarius, but the feeling I have here is we've got so many court cards here, so many people coming in, and it's definitely, we're looking at different aspects of different people. And maybe that's a large part of this learning about love, is maybe some of you will just be going through the old nostalgia book of the mind and evaluating your relationship with so-and-so, and then you move forward a few years and you think about your time with the next person, and you're like, well, what was it about that made the relationship go this way, or what was it about me that this person just didn't see, you know, and those kind of things. There could be a lot of reflective type energies, especially since we got these, you know, Page of Cups, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, right? King of Cups, Queen of Cups. It's almost like there is some mirroring image going on. So some of you may be looking to apply past experience in emotions and relationships to apply to a new relationship, or apply to the law of attraction if you're searching for a new relationship. Okay, that's what I got up there. Let's have a look at the Oracle Enchanted Map Oracle deck for a capstone message for Aquarius in this. Wow, so many people, a lot of emotion, so much going on. Look at this. You guys have the #1 card in the deck, and this card is called Bone Collector. And look at this beautiful, beautiful lady. She's sitting here with a rabbit and a clock and like some old antlers and stuff, bones hanging down from the trees. She's got a medicine wheel all around here, and she's happy. She's fulfilled. Her crown chakra is lit up. In fact, her whole aura is lit up in terms of knowingness, bliss, and that kind of thing. And it is card number 1, Bone Collector. So let's see what the book says about that. Quote, "You are whole and have everything you need within. When the Bone Collector appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, it is as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a particular version of the truth that then sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when faced with that same situation or a situation that reminds us of the original event. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage, or you may see yourself as flawed or unlovable, or you may be expecting to be criticized. No matter what your question is, the Bone Collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding, and is here for you now so that you can reclaim it. You have everything you believe you lack, and the Bone Collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find out that you have it after all. Anything is possible. With awareness, the wounds of the past need not define you." Okay, so that made relevant the last message I have for those of you that were doing that mirroring, that reflecting, to find out what it is. Maybe some magic had been lost now, and you're looking at these new relationships. And if it's courage you seek in terms of deepening your relationships, Bone Collector says you guys are courageous. You guys are. And if you've been burned in the past, or if you have regret over a past relationship when now you're feeling a little bit like Charlie Brown, wishy-washiness, you got to be able to just fully trust in source, trust in the universe, and trust that, you will have what you need. It's all inside of you to make it happen and to make it fulfilling. Okay, Aquarius, that's what I have for you. Hope you enjoyed this reading. Know that I love you all, and we'll see you next time.